like in the last videos we have seen the Spring Boot all parts. Like now just we'll see the overview of the JDBC, that what we have covered till now. Okay, so when it comes to JDBC, what is JDBC actually? JDBC is nothing but Java database connectivity. Java database connectivity. It is what JDBC, and at the same time this JDBC API is used to connect the Java application to the database application. So in this case we have different driver softwares. So first we have to conclude how many drivers are there. There are 4 driver softwares. Okay, type 1 driver. These are 4 types of drivers are called as type 1 driver, type 2 driver, in that way. Okay, here you can see type 1 driver. Okay, what is the type 1 driver name? JDBC ODBC driver software. So in case of using JDBC ODBC driver software, it has 2 levels of conversions. Means first it will be converted into JDBC calls, and JDBC calls into converted into ODBC calls, and ODBC calls to database calls. So when it comes to type 2 driver, that is native API partly Java driver. In this only one level of conversion, Java. Okay, so the Java calls will be converted into this one of the, what is this, partly Java, okay, native calls, and then native calls are converted into database specific library calls. So these calls can be understood by database application. Okay, so it has only one level of conversion. Why I am telling only one level? So this type 2 driver is converting Java calls into, okay, native calls. Those native calls can be understood by the database because it is providing some libraries. Okay, now next one is type 3 driver, network protocol driver, Java application, that is a type 3 driver. Okay, so these type 3 driver will convert JDBC calls into middleware calls. Middleware calls in the sense middleware server requires that kind of language. So middleware server calls it will convert into database calls. There are 2 levels of conversion in type 3 driver, and it is highly like it is costly, and it is complex as well. Type 1 and type 2 drivers are not utilized in the industry right now. So it has 2 levels of conversions. Type 4 driver, thin driver or pure Java driver. Okay, so this type 4 driver is converting directly Java calls to database calls. Means there is only one level of conversion and no requirement of middleware server, or no libraries are required, or ODBC. Next comes, okay, let's get into the complete in depth now. So in case of JDBC steps, first we will be seeing driver software, that is class.forName, that is just a class loader. Now before we have to understand here is, okay, we are connecting Java application to database application, so for that connection is required. So here connection is an interface. Okay, and we are getting connection object with the help of driver manager class. Driver manager is a class which provides all kinds of driver softwares. Connection C equals driver manager dot get connection, JDBC MySQL localhost. Okay, these all the details we have to provide for the connection object in order to, okay, so that Java application find out the database application easily. And there are some objects which are important, and those objects, okay, which will be converted into statement. Statement is an interface. Okay, there is a statement is an interface. Prepare the statement is also an interface, which is a child of statement interface. Okay, callable statement. Callable statement is an interface which is the child of prepared statement. Okay, now you can see here connection object provides a statement object, prepared statement object, and also callable statement object. Now you can see this is the statement that we are going to utilize to get the statement object. Statement S equals to connection dot create statement. Prepared statement P equals to connection dot prepare statement. Create table, right, create command, and you can see callable statement call equals to connection dot prepare call. So here we get these kind of objects. Actually these are the interfaces. So interface objects cannot be created, but it will be creating with the help of helper methods. These are helper methods. Create statement, prepare statement, and prepare call are the helper methods. So internally JVM will create a subclass object of the statement, subclass object of prepared statement, subclass object of callable statement. So these are the general things where we have seen already. And next comes about the methods. Okay, while executing those methods, what are the important methods we have? We'll see now. Okay, here you can see like so here you can see execute update. We use execute update, we use execute query and execute based on the requirement. So these are the methods which are utilized while performing JDBC operations, but we have to make sure when it is required. So at the first case we want to create table. In that case, see, execute update or execute method will be utilized. Here you can see execute update is used for performing DML, DDL commands like insert, update and delete. Okay, means you can create a table, you can insert the data, you can delete the data. Okay, those kind of things you can do. And when it comes to execute method, it can perform DML, DDL and DQL. Means it can perform insert command, update command, delete command, create and select commands. And the return type is boolean. Like I forgot to tell about the return type. Int means whatever the data which is inserted or created, it will return some value, that is int. Okay, when it comes to execute method, it performs all kind of operations: insert, update, delete, create, select commands, and return type is boolean. As soon as it completes the execution process, it gives the boolean value. Okay, next comes execute query. It is used to perform only DQL commands, means select commands. Okay, what is that? Select commands, remember that. So select means you already know, which is used to fetch the data from database. So the return type is result set, which is an interface. Okay, here you can say execute query method, return type is result set. Okay, at least you got some idea. It's easy only. There are only 3 methods. Okay, that we have covered while learning advanced Java: execute update, execute and execute query. Execute update can perform DML, DDL commands like insert, update and delete. Return type is int. Execute can perform DML, DDL and DQL commands. Okay, return type is boolean. Now you can see the return types here. Okay, and right. And next, right. So these are the 3 methods which are present in all the statement objects. It is present in statement interface, it is present in prepared statement, it is also present in callable statement. Now let's look at the clear scenario. So not this one, sorry. Right. So here you can see connection is an interface. Inside the connection there is a statement. Okay, interface statement itself an interface. Statement object supports static commands. Static command means you already know, there itself we have to write all those values. And here you can see inside the statement there is execute update method. Okay, the return type is int. As you can see, int I equals to statement dot execute update. Okay, clear, right? Then there is one more method inside the statement interface, that is execute query. What is the return type? Result set. Result set r set equals to statement dot execute query method. Okay, let's just look at this, just you will get some idea. Next, so I told you a statement is having one child interface, that is prepared statement. Okay, that is prepared statement that you can see here now. Prepared statement extends statement. You can see here inside the connection interface there is a method called prepare statement. What is the return type? Prepared statement. So here you can see prepared statement is actually child of statement. Okay, and you can see here int execute update method is present as well. As soon as it extends to statement interface, it will be inheriting all these methods as usual, right? The same kind of methods and the same return type. The only thing you have to understand is prepare statement extends a statement interface, and in order to get the prepared statement object, you have to call prepare statement method inside connection interface. Okay, done. Next, callable statement. Now you can see clearly inside the connection, means connection is providing all these three kinds of objects with the help of this method. Here you can see the return type of this prepare call method, that is callable statement, and here you can see interface statement object supports static comments. Prepare statement object supports static and dynamic comments. Dynamic means we can pass the values during runtime and we are allowing the users to pass the values. Prepared statement extends a statement, okay, like it is the child of statement, and there is one more interface, that is callable statement. Callable statement extends prepared statement, right? Callable statement object supports static and dynamic commands and also used to call stored procedures which are present in database. So as well as in callable statement also these methods will be present, as it is performing the inheritance concept. Clear, right? Now let us see the overview of all these three things. Here you can see statement is the first interface, that is the parent of prepared statement. Prepared statement extends a statement. Callable statement extends a prepared statement. Right. Here once look at over this. Statement object supports static commands. Prepared statement object supports static and dynamic commands. Callable statement object supports static and dynamic command and also call stored procedures in database. So now here we are listening one word, that dynamic commands. How do they pass these dynamic commands? Let's have a overview of this. How to pass dynamic commands. You can see here in the prepared statement they are providing the placeholders. Okay, these question marks are nothing but placeholders. Okay, for that placeholders we will be targeting the values using setter methods. Here we will be passing the values during runtime. Not only here, you can pass through scanner class. Okay, next, what are these? Question marks are nothing but placeholders. Next, in the callable statement also we have the same thing. Callable statement connection dot prepare call save. We have question marks, and for that in order to set the values we are using setter methods. Now here this save method is present inside the store procedure. Actually save method, okay, is nothing but store procedure. Okay, here you can see and inside that store procedure, that save, so these all things are present, means internally you can see insert into emp values. These question marks, whatever the values are carried in these question marks, it will be replaced at this point. Okay, right. And next, is there anything? Just look over this you have to remember. Execute update method, return type is int. Execute query, return type is result set. Execute method, return type is boolean. Okay, and you have to remember when we have to use execute update, execute query, you have to remember this. Okay, DML DDL means insert, update and delete. Execute query only for select commands. Execute method, any kind of commands, insert, update, delete, select commands. Return type is boolean. And thank you guys.